Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss all things financial literacy. And today we're going to be looking at the top 5 credit unions for personal loans in 2025. Now, when I comprised this list, I was looking for credit unions that anyone can join. So for all 5 of these credit unions, anyone can become a member. And I also looked for credit unions that had the lowest interest rates on personal loans in 2025. So whether you're trying to consolidate credit card debt, student loans, or just simply make a large purchase, you'll be able to do so while saving thousands of dollars in interest. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Coming in at number 5, we have DCU, that is Digital Federal Credit Union. Anyone can become a member of DCU as long as you're participating in one of their organizations that allow you to join. You're automatically eligible to join DCU once you join one of those organizations, and you can remain a member for life of each of these organizations, and they are open to everyone. I have an entire video that covers this credit union from top to bottom. I've also been approved for their personal loan as well, but that's in a completely separate video, but you guys can watch them. I'll link them right here if you want to see them after this video. There's no hard pull for membership, and the personal loan, you'll receive a hard pull from Equifax. At least for me personally, that's where I received the hard pull. I live in the state of Nevada. This might vary by state, but I do believe that it's with Equifax across the board. If you head over to the DCU website, then you can look at their signature personal loan. And if we scroll down, we can actually see some of the benefits. You have terms up to 60 months, so that's keeping your payments affordable on larger loans. You have competitive rates. Now, these rates are at the time of recording this video. If you're watching this later, then these rates can change, but they are as low as 11.99% APR, and that's a 0.50% discount for relationship members. Even though these aren't the lowest rates for a personal loan, you have to consider that compared to credit cards, this is really good. I've seen credit cards as high as 29.99%, which if you carry a balance with those types of interest rates, it is very predatory. And I don't recommend ever using credit cards for carrying large amounts of debt. It's much better if you can consolidate them with a personal loan. So just by comparison, you'll save way more money if you're getting this. So DCU has a really cool calculator that can help you plan for your personal loan. You can put your monthly payments. So let's say, for example, you wanted payments of $500, and that's going to be at 11.99% interest rate for a total of 60 months. You could afford to borrow $22,483, and then you can apply for the loan. They also have pre-qualification once you're a member, so you don't have to take a hard inquiry initially. You can actually see what you're pre-approved for, and then you can apply for the loan with confidence, knowing that you'll be able to actually get it. DCU also has another product that I talked about in a previous video, but it's the DCU Quick Loan. It's a loan where you're already pre-approved for it. You can accept it inside of the DCU website or the application, and it'll actually let you know if you're eligible once you've had the account established for some time. These loans do have a higher APR. It's 17.99% APR for a maximum term of 12 months, but there's no hidden fees, there's no credit checks, and you can borrow this when you're in a pinch. It really should only be used for emergencies because, once again, that 17.99% APR is very high. If you want to learn more about these quick loans, once again, I recommend that you check out my Everything to Know About DCU video. Coming in at number 4, we have NASA Federal Credit Union. Now, NASA Federal Credit Union will provide a complimentary 1-year affiliated membership to the National Space Society, NSS, which will entitle you to full NASA federal membership benefits, allowing you to join this credit union. And I've covered this in a separate video as well. There is no hard pull for membership to join this credit union, and they will pull from Experian in order to get you approved for their personal loan. But just like DCU, they have pre-qualification, so you can actually see if you're approved prior to taking that hard inquiry. Taking a look at the NASA Federal Credit Union website for their personal loans, at the time of recording this video, they have rates as low as 9.59% APR. And again, you can check your rate with no impact to your credit score. And their personal loans, once again, are good for consolidating debt, maybe planning home renovations or anything like that. But these low fixed rates are really, really good. They have flexible terms up to 84 months. I mean, that is insane. But keep in mind, the longer that the term is, the higher the APR is. But even with the 84-month term, you're looking at 10.59% APR, which was still lower than DCU. Now, there's no origination fee or prepayment penalties, but the amounts are available up to $30,000. They have quick delivery for these funds, meaning they can deposit them into your account, I believe, same day. Another unique feature about NASA Federal Credit Union is that in addition to having the personal loan, they also have a cash line of credit. So if you need money for, let's say, an ongoing project or temporary cash flow, these lines of credit can be drawn on with no collateral, low minimum payments, and they're available up to $30,000. So realistically, if you wanted to, let's say, get the personal loan and also apply for the cash line of credit, then you can get $60,000 between both of these. Now for the rates, it's 12.24%. plus the prime rate of 4.74%. So just know that when it comes to that line of credit, it is a much higher APR, but the line of credit sort of works like a credit card. You only borrow what you need and then you can pay it back. So you don't have to get charged for $30,000 right away. You can take $10,000, $15,000, pay that back, and you use it when you need it. Number 3 on our list is United Nations Federal Credit Union. Even if you're not directly affiliated with the United Nations, you can join UNFCU by becoming a member of the United Nations Association of the United States of America. That's UNAUSA, and hang on to that because you will need to enter that in when you try to join them. Now, this is open to anyone who's a U.S. citizen or permanent resident who is committed to the purpose of the association. There's no hard pull for membership, and all of their credit products will pull from Experian. Before we take a look at the personal loans, I just want to walk you through how you would join this particular credit union. It isn't as straightforward as the others, so I know this may be a question that comes up in the comments. Click on join and then apply today. In the beginning of the application, they're going to ask, how did you learn about it? I would just choose social media or other because the different options will not give you what we're looking for. So let's just choose other for now. And then you'll enter the acronym that we talked about, UNAUSA, and you're not an employee, but you'll enter that you are a member of the United Nations Association of the United States of America. All right. And then when you do that, you can check the box about your documents and you can click on next. You'll also need to consent to the agreement and certify that you've read all of the details here. I definitely would read all of the terms and conditions. Just make sure that you know what you're agreeing to. If you agree to all, then you can enter your email. You'll re-enter on the next screen. They'll then ask you to upload your documentation to verify your identity. And that's the process that you would go through to join this credit union. Now, going back to the personal loans, if we scroll down here, then we can actually see that you can borrow up to $150,000 without the need of collateral. Now you can receive up to $50,000 directly. Now I'm going to explain what the difference here because that can probably seem kind of confusing, but they allow you to borrow up to $150,000 where they will pay out your debt. So they will take all of the funds and then help you consolidate up to $150,000. But you can receive up to $50,000 directly into your actual bank account with them. So if you have like very, very large amounts of student loans, credit card debt, and you decide that you want to consolidate all of this money into just one place, then you could do that for this $150,000 amount, or you can receive the $50,000 directly as cash into your checking account. Now you can receive a decision in as little as 4 business days. And the rate of this one is amazing. It's a fixed rate as low as 8.70% APR. There's also no fee for repayment early. You can earn some dividends and fee rebates, and you can protect your loved ones, including the payment coverage in the event of your passing. For the unsecured loan, up to $150,000. And remember, if you do $50,000, it's cash. Anything above that, it's a loan where they will pay out your debt. You will have that fixed rate that we talked about, and the terms can be up to 15 years. Shorter terms will offer you a lower rate, so keep that in mind. The longer you stretch this out, the higher the APR will be. There is no collateral that's required. We do know that it's as little as 4 business days to receive a decision, and the disbursement time can be as little as 1 business day once you are approved. And then you can also enroll for a fee into the credit disability debt protection. I recommend that because if you get, let's say, hurt on your job or anything like that where you're not making any money, you might want to get that protection plan. Coming in at number 2 is Alliant Federal Credit Union. Now you can become an Alliant Credit Union Foundation Digital Inclusion Advocate, and that will make you eligible for Alliant Credit Union membership. The foundation's mission is to provide reliable digital access resources to underserved communities, including rural and digitally challenged populations. And the foundation awards grants for educational and digital inclusion efforts nationwide. And Alliant Credit Union will make a one-time $5 contribution to the foundation on your behalf. And again, this is how you become a member. Now, they will pull from TransUnion. It is no hard pull for you to actually join this credit union, but for their personal loan, they will pull TransUnion. Going over to the Alliant Federal Credit Union website and looking at their personal loans, they do have them for consolidation, home expenses, emergencies, and they have terms from 1 to 5 years. Loan approval, of course, is based on your payment method, your credit worthiness, and your ability to repay. There's no collateral required. These are unsecured personal loans, and typically the money is deposited into your account same day. These loans can range from $1,000 to $100,000. There is no prepayment penalty. There's also a calculator here that you can use, and you can maybe kind of guesstimate exactly what you're going to be paying. And then if we scroll down, we can see once again, the longer the term, the higher the APR. So if you're looking at terms as short as 12 months, then you have 8.99% for the APR. Or if you're looking for 60-month terms, 11.99%, which gives us a really broad range of what your APR can be. And it just kind of depends on your credit worthiness. But I wanted to make sure that we had personal loans that pull from each bureau, so that way you can pick your strongest one. So if TransUnion is very strong for you, you might want to consider Alliant Federal Credit Union as opposed to maybe a DCU or any of the other ones on this list. Coming in at number 1, we have NIH Federal Credit Union. NIH Federal Credit Union will open a free membership for you as long as you're willing to join the American Consumer Council. That's a nonprofit consumer education organization. It requires no work on your part, and it qualifies you for your NIHFCU membership immediately. They will be pulling from Equifax, and this, of course, requires no hard pull to join. But for the personal loan, they will pull from Equifax. So moving over to the website, we can take a look at the personal signature loan. They have a fixed rate currently as low as 7.99% APR at the time of recording this video, with amounts up to $50,000 in terms of 36, 48, and 60 months. No collateral is required. You also have the option to skip a payment every 12 months. They also have the optional loan guardian debt protection. And just like the previous one, let's say you were to lose your job or you were to fall on hard times, they'll be able to actually accommodate you with payments for this loan just in case anything did happen. So, it's always good to have these protections in place, and just in case, because you never know what can happen, you may want to check that out as well. There's also loans for home improvement, and there's also personal lines of credit. The rates are a little bit higher for lines of credit, but like I was saying before, the great thing about those is that you can draw on them when you need them. So if you don't need it immediately, you don't have to pay interest right away. You can take it as you need it, but you can also look at possibly trying to get both. And this may be an option for you for the personal line of credit. And then you can also maybe look at the signature loan as well. Now, before we wrap up, I just wanted to give you my final thoughts, especially when it comes to personal loans. The reason why I like this with credit unions is because you're going to get the best interest rates. As we went through this entire list, the interest rates just got lower. And to me, you're always going to be in the best position when you get personal loans through a credit union. However, I need you to understand that with personal loans, this is unsecured debt. It's not like a car that's backed by collateral. This isn't something that you're going to be able to get approved for if you have bad credit, unfortunately. So I wanted to just give you exactly my thoughts on what it takes to actually get approved for personal loans, as they are one of the hardest products to get approved for. Now, I would say that you should have a credit score of at least 680 or higher. You don't want any derogatory marks. You don't want any late payments. You need to have low utilization on your credit cards. And I would suggest no more than 2 hard inquiries in the last 6 months. Now, it's not an absolute. The great thing about credit unions is that you can build a relationship with them. On the other hand, that's good for credit cards and maybe some other products for auto loans. But again, when it comes to unsecured debt, it's backed by nothing. So you really want to be as clean as possible in order to get approved for this. I do recommend, though, if you do have a low credit score that's lower than 680, and if you do have any derogatory marks and you still just want to take a chance and apply, a lot of these will have, of course, no hard inquiry. I think they're all soft, actually. You want to make sure that you put yourself in the best position possible, build a relationship, leave money in the account. Try to do something where it can actually show that you're a participant of this credit union, and that you're going to help them by leaving money, by using some of their other products. You can do that, and it may increase your chances or the likelihood that you will be approved. But my recommendation, this is going to be the thing that might get you there. Decent 680 credit score or higher, no derogatory marks, no late payments, low utilization, and no more than 2 hard inquiries in the last 6 months. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you are a member of any of these credit unions and you are approved for any of these personal loans, please drop data points in the comments below. Let us know how much you were approved for, how much the APR was, and any other details that you would like to share. It just helps everyone in the community, as well as letting us know where they pulled from. I'm very confident in all of these hard pulls. However, it is good to check because sometimes, depending on your location, these things change. But I'm fairly certain that it should be consistent across the board for personal loans. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and you have a wonderful day.